Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute, the man who does not ask is a fool for life. The man who says he can, and the man who says he cannot, are both correct. Do not do to others what you do not want done to yourself. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. They must often change who would be constant in happiness or wisdom. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. The journey with the 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. Choose a job you love, and you will never have to work a day in your life. He who speaks without modesty will find it difficult to make his words good. What the superior man seeks is in himself, what the small man seeks is in others. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. Your life is what your thoughts make it. The will to win, the desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential. These are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence. In a country well governed, poverty is something to be ashamed of. In a country badly governed, wealth is something to be ashamed of. It is easy to hate and it is difficult to love. This is how the whole scheme of things works. All good things are difficult to achieve, and bad things are very easy to get. Looking at small advantages prevents great affairs from being accomplished. Our greatest glory is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. If I am walking with 2 other men, each of them will serve as my teacher. I will pick out the good points of the one and imitate them, and the bad points of the other and correct them in myself. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. No matter how busy you may think you are, you must find time for reading, or surrender yourself to self-chosen ignorance. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. Education breeds confidence. Confidence breeds hope. Hope breeds peace. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. What the superior man seeks is in himself, what the small man seeks is in others. Forget injuries, never forget kindnesses. You cannot open a book without learning something. Music produces a kind of pleasure which human nature cannot do without. It is not the failure of others to appreciate your abilities that should trouble you, but rather your failure to appreciate theirs. Knowledge without practice is useless. Practice without knowledge is dangerous. Study the past if you want to define the future. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. He who chases 2 rabbits, catches none. Success depends upon previous preparation, and without such preparation there is sure to be failure. A superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. By three methods we may learn wisdom: first, by reflection, which is noblest; second, by imitation, which is easiest; and third, by experience, which is the bitterest. If your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. If your plan is for 100 years, educate children. When anger rises, think of the consequences. It is better to light one small candle of gratitude than to curse the darkness. Give a bowl of rice to a man and you will feed him for a day. Teach him how to grow his own rice and you will save his life. He who learns but does not think, is lost. He who thinks but does not learn is in great danger. The hardest thing of all is to find a black cat in a dark room, especially if there is no cat. Attack the evil that is within yourself, rather than attacking the evil that is in others. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. If what one has to say is not better than silence, then one should keep silent. And remember, no matter where you go, there you are. To see what is right and not do it is the worst cowardice. A fool despises good counsel, but a wise man takes it to heart. The superior man thinks always of virtue, the common man thinks of comfort. He that would perfect his work must first sharpen his tools. All people are the same, only their habits differ. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. Learn avidly. Question it repeatedly. Analyze it carefully. Then put what you have learned into practice intelligently. Virtue is more to man than either water or fire. I have seen men die from treading on water and fire, but I have never seen a man die from treading the course of virtue. We have 2 lives, and the second begins when we realize we only have one. It is not possible for one to teach others who cannot teach his own family. If you are the smartest person in the room, then you are in the wrong room. Worry not that no one knows you, seek to be worth knowing. Wisdom, compassion, and courage are the 3 universally recognized moral qualities of men. Only the wisest and stupidest of men never change. We should feel sorrow, but not sink under its oppression. The funniest people are the saddest ones. Recompense injury with justice, and recompense kindness with kindness. Roads were made for journeys, not destinations. Think of tomorrow, the past can't be mended. Those who cannot forgive others break the bridge over which they themselves must pass. The superior man is slow in his words and earnest in his conduct. Hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles. Respect yourself and others will respect you. Wherever you go, go with all your heart.